This is
Playing from Christina's A14.
This is recording 616. Recording 616. So I'm back from my trip with Oxford. We went to Washington DC for a convention. I wasn't you heard in the last recording. I was only there for a day, and I see on the news that she committed a terror attack by conducting a shooting at a Catholic school. So you've got that recording. I've already got it posted. I decoded it all for you. So anyway, since then, throughout the rest of my trip, I noticed a couple of more news stories where I see that Jean Roberts and her Manson occult have committed crime. Sinking out, I'm going to go over those crimes with you in a minute, but sinking out the events as they correlated to when we were at the hotel. So it's like they arrived, Jean Roberts and her Manson occult, like they arrived after they did the shooting, but then there were people with them that arrived shortly after we did, because she hijacked the AI, or tried to hijack the AI. I don't know what you would call it, the cybersphere. And then she tried to do another overlay where she really tried to hardcore hijack it the last couple of days, and she was bragging in my brain and like, say goodbye and da 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 da, and like just doing all this, just bragging that she was going to get away with it, and she was claiming that she was security for Gaylord, and just insane stuff. And then in my room, underneath my room, she actually pushed one of those snakes. I mean, it's all I know because they're everywhere, so she had to have. But she pushed one of those snakes under the floorboard somehow. And it's not like that's the first time they've pushed him into hotel floors, mattresses, walls, you name it. But anyway, it kept pushing up on my bed, and they were throwing their voices in my brain and mental telepathy. They were throwing their voices as if they were coming from, I was on the 7th floor, as if they were coming from the 6th floor. So I know whoever they were hiding there, if where they're throwing their voices was correct. And then, I mean, it was just a lot of like banter, like not two-way banter. Like, I ignore her unless I'm telling her to just, just shut up or what. Like, I completely ignore her. But like her people, like just bragging, and they're going to get away with it, and they own everything, and they own everyone, and on and on and on and on and on. They never freaking quit. So anyway, it was between these crimes. So, I mean, I know that they committed these crimes. I know they committed these crimes because I decode it. I'm just saying there's no way they can get out of it. Everybody knows that they're the ones committing these crimes. So anyway, okay, so a couple of more news stories. So one of them was the Macklemore home invasion. Okay, so I've already turned Jean Roberts in for that. So this is more the same thing. It's Jean Roberts and her Manson occult. So it is, hang on a second. She has this thing where she hacked my phone, as you know. She's got this new hack in it where she refreshes my page every time it loads. So I can't tell on her. So I can't make a report against her. She wants to commit her crime. She wants to blame the government. She wants her little criminal ass gypsy freaking Edo files with the P in the front to get away with everything and be the reporters on the scene and then cloak themselves underneath people that everyone trusts and just let her get away with it is her whole thing. Like, I don't even know why she tries. I've got her turned in. I mean, everybody knows that she and her Manson occult are guilty. So anyway, okay, so Macklemore's home in Seattle. So you obviously have the SS, and then you have Sounder. So you definitely know this was Jean from the book Sounder. And then also she's using Seahawk as in Chicken Hawk, Warner Brothers Looney Tunes. And then she's using, it was, I think the date, what was the date on this one? And then King County, she's probably using Latin Kings. Okay, and then she's using, then you have the 29-year-olds that would go to 729, and then you would have Patrick, and then his name is Masonette. She is obsessed with trying to blame the Masons, one of the many groups that she blames, especially if the group starts with M, minus what she is. Anyway, so because those are the people that help her commit the crimes and get away with it, and then she hides underneath everybody else. So he says, Macklemore, he has that album. It has something to do with, Heist or something. And then, so she's capitalizing on that because the cartel knows that Gene Roberts is lying, and the cartel knows that Gene ripped them off, and Gene wants to use her lies and expects the cartel to tell her lies for her, just go along with her gag as her way of paying back her arrears. And the cartel has said, no, you're not going to tell lies about Christina to make your little nasty money. You don't just walk in, rip someone off, and then decide how you're going to pay them back. I don't care who you think you are. You're not going to do that. So the cartel has said, no, they deal with Washington. They go to Washington. So this crime is Gene trying to make it look like it is the cartel or the Latin community doing it. You see what I'm saying? She's like putting fuel in the fire, and she's trying to flip it and switch it around, and she's just acting like everybody's just going along with her. So you can definitely tell that Jean is the one that committed this crime, and she's definitely trying to frame people for it. So then you have the play Rent. Then you have her use of Tun Tavern again. Oh my gosh, it just goes on. And then you have Tonto National Forest. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So you can definitely tell that Jean committed this crime. So, and then also, I knew I was missing some here. The rapper's nanny was attacked with bear spray in the early morning of June 7th. Okay, so obviously you have the 6-7. So she's using 13 there. And then the way she uses 13 is the way she's always used 13 to commit crime with. Okay, and then bear spray, she's making a pun or a spin on lion spray. And so she's using bear spray. And the bear would be the state of California and probably Russia. She's probably saying, she's trying to control Christina's speech. She's using Russia, like the Russia bear, and then she's saying Russian. She's probably saying Mount Rushmore. There it is, Mount Rushmore, Macklemore. So, and then she's using the band Rush. So it's just like one lie after the other. So, and then she's saying she's Charles Manson. So she's trying to make it look like everybody else is doing this. No, Jean committed this crime. Okay, and so then the next one is, 2 students arrested for making threats to shoot up a Texas high school. Okay, so the school was Clemens High School. So you got my darling Clementine. She did that. And then she used Sig Sputnik is what she used here. They sing a song called Shoot 'Em Up, and it came out in 1986. I actually love the song, but I don't listen to it now because I know Jean's running around using AI on people and paying people and trying to work people over. However, she's getting it done, which is all different ways, is running around committing terrorism and killing people. And then she's acting like she's Mrs. America. She's everybody's Mrs. Robinson. Everybody just worship her and let her just get away with everything. I mean, it's getting old. So anyway, that's what she's using there. So Sig Sputnik is a Russian, I think it's a Russian rocket ship or I think it's the name of one of Russia's spaceships. Anyway, so that's what she's using there. And then she's also using Spawn Ranch. And then, because again, it's in Texas, she's making a reference to NASA. She's blaming NASA for it. She is the one that committed this crime. So, and then you have the Shirts Police. And you can definitely hear the boys were transported to the Guadalupe Juvenile Detention Center. Again, you can tell this is Jean Roberts that committed this crime. She's using mockery and she's using evil because she's trying to do a counterspin at what she knows she's guilty for. And she keeps impersonating the person I turned her in for. Kidnapping, taking the life of. So that's what she's doing there too. And then also San Antonio, that's my son's name is Anthony. And see also, so then during a mass shooting at the Annunciation, so she's doing, so that goes to that connects that crime to this one. So then the next crime is multiple juveniles injured on a bus crash in a bus crash on Friday. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reports that 2 juveniles received serious injuries and 6 juveniles sustained minor injuries. The bus blew a front and rear passenger side tires. And then the bus is registered. And I just decoded this word just a second ago. I'm getting ready to make another recording on it. Olivet, Olivet Baptist Church in Westwood, Kansas. Westwood is also a high school in Mesa, Arizona. I went there for a very short time, and their mascot is the Jackrabbits. And then again, you have Interstate 29, and then you know what else Gina's trying to pull there. I mean, it's just insane, ridiculous. which is obviously opposite that. Obviously, who would do that? Make up a lie like that and then commit terrorism trying to racket the lie. Flip it all around, and that's not even true. You're fucking nasty. And people died that you killed over your lies and your terrorism. You're fucking nasty, Gene Jernigan Roberts. Anyway, so then, okay, so St. Joseph Police Department St. Joe is in Illinois. I think it's in southern Illinois. So she's using Illinois there. And then she's using the 3 out of 4. And then she's using the 5 as the V. And then the grand and then the DD. She's using luck or good luck or swastika. She's basically saying she's Charles Manson and she did it. And then also the bus that was flipped red, Olivet Baptist Church, Shawnee Mission Christian School. So Jean loves her lie details, okay? She makes up lies, she flips it all around, and she amplifies it, or she makes it more salacious because she's a you-know-what. She committed the crime, and she wants it as juicy and as sick as possible, which everything she did is sick. She just compounds sick with 100 more sick. You know what I'm saying? So everything she says is a lie. She's disgusting. She is the perp. She is the guilty one. And this is not going to end for her because I'm going to keep turning her in until she and her Manson occult are arrested. And she used her assault again as an excuse, as a cover-up to hide her pre-planning to do the World Trade Center attack, as you know, by listening to all of my recordings. She lied her ass off. She's a terrorist. She's a trafficker. She's a child pimp. I mean, bluntly, that is what she is. Anyway, so, okay, something I want to mention here is, I've already mentioned this before, but this was it says something here about Shawnee. Shawnee is a town here in Oklahoma. One of the Abajos, Oswego, stretches to Shawnee. It goes to Shawnee, okay? And that also happens to be the names of childhood friends of mine from Arizona. So she's like doing a double hit there. But if you go talk to her, she's got her whole little con. She's the savior of your children. She's not killing anybody. She's not committing any terrorism. Just let her do her Sharon Tate charades and get away with terrorism and trafficking. Everybody just do what she says. She's the savior of all humanity. I mean, God, people are freaking sick of it. So anyway, she committed this crime too. And then the next one is not showing up on the internet, but I saw it on the news ticker on the news. There was a carbon monoxide poisoning again. And 40 people were poisoned. I saw that in the news ticker on the news. So even if I can't find the news story, I know that she did that. You know that she is guilty for putting poison in vents and ventilation systems. So, and I've gone through that over and over and over. I've reported her for crime after crime after crime with that. Okay, so anyway, let me get to the next part of this. Also, I went onto Ambient today, and she was using it before I had logged in. Well, you don't log into it. You just type in Ambient on YouTube. But anyway, But I have AI hearing. I can hear her talking in AI in it with people who have AI, and all. It's like a medium between people who don't have artificial intelligence and people who do, because your brain waves feed out into the ambient. So regular people with regular hearing can't hear it. So you can sit and talk in it, but if you're with someone in a sound booth, they can output your AI brain waves. Then even if they can't hear directly in your brain, it's being output so they can talk into the sound and communicate with you and AI. Okay. So anyway, I turned on the ambient and she said the phones are being activated today. So she's got people here in town, and I can tell she spread the silent war again. She's off doing her little hustle con, thinking she's getting away with it. And again, she's giving people phones, and she's got them out committing terrorism and running her trafficking ring for her. And I caught her saying it. So also, I wanted to mention, she said she got really pissed off because I called her out I was on an ambient, and so then I'm like, what are you freaking doing? It's not like I'm not going to make a report against you, and it's not like it's going online all over the world. So what are you trying to get away with? And she just totally like went silent and she wouldn't talk. And then she came on, and then she goes, fine, then say goodbye to Washington. She made that threat. And then also someone wanted me to mention in intelligence, sharing intelligence, in my brain, and I heard her talking about this before, but I had forgotten about it. Someone built her a house here. And so she wants to move into the house, and she wants to steal my identity and wreak all kind of havoc. And then the people on who helped her build the house, or who were putting everything together for her, so they are no longer participating, that Jean Roberts and her Manson Nicole has been lying to them, and she may not move into the house, is what they said. So that's going on here too. And then I'm gonna end this recording, and then I'm gonna start another one.